Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. Super Dave here with another exciting Masterverse new Eternia action figure review from Wave 10. We have Webstor, which is an Aracnian from Aracnia. And there is our Webstor in the package, looking awesome. New Eternia Webstor. There's that awesome bookend artwork on the side, as well as that amazing artwork on the back, along with the others in Wave 10. We've already done Prince Adam. Check out that review. Going to be doing Clamp Champ next, the Lord willing. But check out that bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you can. Awesome. But that is not it, because this may be the leader of the Aracnian people, Webstor, but we also have an offering from the FourHorsemen, Mythic Legions, with definitely a citizen of Aracnia and another Aracnian, and we're going to take a look at him in comparison to, of course, this new Webstor, as well as our classics Webstor, and just see how this guy kind of fits in to go along with this group. That's going to be cool. So let's go back over here into Snake Mountain on the inside and check out these two action figures.
Deep inside of Snake Mountain, there abides some beings that are so evil that they reek of wickedness. They have come to welcome one of their own. That's right, Webstor from Aracnia. And he brings an ally from Mythic Legions, another Aracnian that will come and show all of us how to put a chill down our spine and stay within the web of wickedness around us. And let's first take a look at their accessories.
And first of all, our Webstor comes with a right balled up fisted hand, horizontally hinged, as well as a left clawing open palm type hand. It also comes equipped with two weapon holding hands, which both are also horizontally hinged. He comes with his traditional hook style grappling hook, equipped with rope there, which will attach to the back of that backpack type apparatus with the legs coming out of it, and you can attach it on the inside of that, which we'll take a closer look at that in just a few moments. Just take a look at those eyes. They are translucent red. That is so cool. Very neat touch there. Love that head sculpt. That was unexpected to get these translucent red eyes. That's so neat. And I love the way that is a kind of a shimmering metallic plate underneath that design here. That you can see it's a metallic type underneath a translucent cover. So that gives a great effect there. Almost kind of like, I don't know, kind of like you remember Skeletor, except, you know, don't have the blood in it, of course, but that is so neat. But he also comes with this device that would allow him to shoot that grappling hook. And so if you disattach that grappling hook and rope from the backpack on his back, you can attach it to this end and make it like a launching mechanism type gun. Or you could just use it as a, I guess, machine gun type laser gun or something for him as well. So you see that that is quite a bit different looking than the traditional orange vintage style weapon that he came with. But that's all of his accessories. And then as far as our Mythic Legion, he comes with all 4 of those arms that can be attached. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they attach to a little backpack that you attach to his back, as you can see there. And we'll remove that, let you see it a little closer. But he has a loincloth, very reminiscent to our Webstor, just a little different type belt, obviously. And that's definitely not the same emblem on his chest, but just, you know, has a very unique but yet reminiscent of that crest on his chest. And then, of course, you have not only 2 eyes, but almost like 2, 4, 6 eyes. Those are just kind of painted on dots, but you get the point there of that head sculpt and along with these arms. So he's got actually 8 legs if you count the 6 arms and then his bony style, almost, I think it's shared with the skeleton style legs. And as you see, he does come, instead of with a web type grappling hook, he comes with a mace that is dangling there from below off of that handle. So you can see that also, and you can see his boots really have some angle works and some spikes coming off of them and stuff, and all that's worked in purple with that dark blue and then the red and orange trim. And then instead of a pistol that's in orange like the vintage, he comes with some kind of knife type device here that's in that orange look there. So you can see where all of that is kind of leading us to, which is to make him, you know, look like, or favor at least, Webstor. So I've got him hanging there along with our webs. And then he does come with another head sculpt. So if you're more into the Mythic Legion, you can definitely enjoy that head sculpt, which I'm not sure what line. You can read the side of the box, or you know more about Mythic Legions than I do. He's got that sharp point on the end, and still looks like it could possibly be used as a spider head. I'm actually liking it, but the only thing is you don't have the illusion of the multiple eyes, but you do have the fangs still, kind of like this one. But in this one you have the ears that go back, similar to our Webstor, a little bit smaller ears, but they're present there. Instead of actual arms that attach back there, you see you have these like the classics, and even I believe your origins, you have those little like pieces that came out from around there to be like tentacles or legs that, you know, just aren't as big as full size, but they are articulated. And speaking of articulation, let's go ahead and look at both of these guys. Articulation. Don't put your hand in dark places. And here comes our Webstor, looking awesome. And you can see how I have put his weapon in his hand, and he can, of course, and these hands are a little hard, and I don't have my hairdryer in here with me, but you could, you know, definitely put that hand on that handle and just really hold it like he's getting ready to shoot that grappling device forward, and it just pops in that little section at the top here, as you see. And then this part right here, as you see, plugs into the side of that gun right there on the side. And then you just put that inside of the top chamber to make it look like it's going to launch. And one of the things that I was going to show you about that too, as far as articulation, is the points to the grappling hook will fold down like so it can shoot, and then once it hits its target, it can expand out. You can pretend like it expands out there and then hooks on to whatever he's hooking to climb, because this guy is an escape artist, and he can be a thief. He can get in and get out. He can get inside of Castle Grayskull. He is just very agile and very sneaky, and so he's the leader of the Aracnians, and he is so cool looking. I really like this chest armor, and you see here it is removable, which I'm not going to do that. I don't want to loosen or you know, weaken these snaps, because I would not want to take it off of mine. But it has almost a purple leatherish, you know, look to it. It's a nice texture. It's a nice like rubber texture. It's not too hard of plastic, but not too soft of rubber. Look at this back part here. It has a lot of like gears or wiring looking parts to it. And as I was showing you earlier, this backpack part here, which these are also articulated just at the joint that comes to the backpack, and it has this opening there, as you see, with an opening to a hole at the top and the bottom for the rope to go through. And although you can't like pull it and it pull him up like the original vintage had the ability to do, you can still definitely like articulate these pieces, get them in the position that you want them to be in, and then just snap it onto his back as you see there. And so if you want to use, again, the grappling hook on it, you see it has the same kind of peg here as we have on the side of the gun there. And so you would just unwrap this, and I have the rope wrapped around the gun. And so if you unwrap it here, you can plug that right back into the back there. Then you can just kind of bring the rope over into that groove, a little cut out right there. And then when you attach your backpack, it will be ready to display your grappling hook through there for you to hang him however you'd like to hang him, or put him somewhere, display him somewhere, have him hanging somewhere where he's escaping. And we'll look at some of that with Castle Grayskull in photos with him escaping. But you can, and then of course he can hold it in his hand over here and still have his gun. And so there you can see him full 360 there with all of his garb attached, looking really cool. You can see here his grappling hook he's holding, or you could either hold it in his hand or have it dangle like that. So he is ready to go, looking really neat with this part on the back. And again, you can articulate these 4 sections at the where they attach to the backpack. So he is looking really neat. And just take a look at those eyes as they glow coming around. That is so neat. So to take a look at his articulation, starting off with his head here, you can definitely look up about that much. You're going to be able to look down all the way. You're really not getting a lot of pivot. I mean, it's loose more than it is a structured pivot. I don't know why they can't get the pivot right on these Masterverse figures, but this one is worst I've seen in this wave so far. Some of them got better, but I really dig these translucent eyes on the top. In the pictures, I didn't realize they were going to be that way, but you can see they catch the light and just look really good. And then of course it's hard to tell maybe in this lighting, but it's almost like a translucent film or a actual piece here that's built into that shape that lays over top, or is, and maybe even be a little bit of space in between that and that metallic design behind it. So I really like the way that this is 3-dimensional really when you see it. It's not just, you know, painted on like we got with the classics and even with the vintage. It's really well done there. But as far as his arms, you know, he gets 360 bicep swivel. He'll go better than 90 degrees. Double jointed elbows, which are extremely tight, but he gets them there. And of course, all of these are horizontally hinged hands that he comes with, 2 sets, and it will hinge and swivel there, as you see. And so that's the same on both sides. And then he will crunch forward a really good amount. He will bend back a decent amount. You see those abs come all the way through there like that. And he does have the wave 9, I've been calling it, and now wave 10 style diaphragm. So that's a really good diaphragm there. Very smooth and will turn at the diaphragm and at the waist. He has a very classics and new Eternia as well style belt there, as well as a classics style loincloth. He does have our thigh rotation. He'll get full splits, as you can see there. Very smooth, not too tight, not too loose. He has got double jointed knees, and he has the boot cut there. He's going to be able to go up all the way with those claw style. Look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toes, which that's interesting. Thought we wouldn't get that many, but there we go. And then he'll go all the way with the tip toes, and then he's got the rockers with the peg hole in the bottom. So he has pretty decent articulation with the exception of head pivot, which that's not a huge deal. I just like to be able to have some, you know, head pivoting action going on sometime a little bit there. But, you know, overall, pretty decent head articulation and overall articulation of this guy, looking really neat. One of the things that I'll mention to you is that he does have the big peg, kind of like the 40th anniversary He-Man and Skeletor had, or at least the Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack and the 40th anniversary retail of He-Man. They had the extra larger pegs, so they went with that on this new Eternia Webstor. It's interesting, makes you wonder why they do that for some and not for others. It's kind of weird. I hope they kind of go full blast with the 40th anniversary style buck, as well as these hands, and even giving us some vertically hinged weapon holding hands consistently. I mean, all these things are moving in the right direction, but we haven't gotten them consistently. But this guy overall looks great. Now let's take a look at the Mythic Legion dude here. So bringing him on in here, he's very simplistic, a very simplistic character design. His head's going to look up a decent amount. He's going to look down a decent amount. He's going to get some pretty good pivot because he's just on a basic ball joint. He'll be able to look side to side, of course. He's going to get full 360, no bicep swivel. We always get like the elbow swivel on these characters from Mythic Legion, but single jointed elbows, just horizontally hinged, and it's hard to even hinge those, but they will rotate there, and they're tiny little hands. We don't get an extra set of hands for this set, but of course he does have 4 other arms that you can attach to his back, and you see the way that is designed back here, because if you look at this part here, he has the corresponding shape that allows it to pop in place back here. So that shape fits inside of that shape there, as far as that square peg, and then also just that overall like oval, half oval shape there that will pop into place like so, flush against his back, and it holds very sturdy. So there you have it, and then that gives him all 4, or actually 6 arms, and if you count those as legs, you got 8 legs like a spider. So that's really cool, and you can see how that works. I'm going to remove that just for a moment. Of course, you have the same articulation as you do with the other guy. Single jointed elbows, just, you know, regular shoulder pins here that will bend, and you can swivel at the elbow, and then you have the hinge and the swivel at the wrist. So same articulation there. But going on to the diaphragm here, he's going to be able to crunch forward a decent amount there. He's going to be able to bend back a decent amount as well. Get that head going in the right direction so you can see that it does bend forward and back. He's also going to be able to go side to side. He's also going to be able to turn at that diaphragm and at his waist as well. You get just a tad of movement, but not a whole lot in that ball joint in the waist. Then he's going to be able to, let's see, he's going to be able to get pretty much full splits. Yep. He's got single jointed knees, which is usual. He doesn't have any rotation at the top up here, but single jointed knees. And you do also have a knee swivel as well there at this joint. He's going to get full tiptoes with those bony skeleton style feet, go up a decent amount. He does get rockers, does get a peg hole in the bottom. So, you know, a lot more limited articulation with this Mythic Legion figure like most of the time we see, but overall a really cool Aracnian, and I think that's gonna go good along with our Webstor, because there was supposed to be an entire species of spider people. So if we could like army build with either this guy, because these guys are expensive, like $45–50, be cheaper to go with with multiple Webstors here, and maybe take the chest part off. I don't know. But one of the things I did think that was kind of neat is kind of like, you know, in Kryptonian, you know, the S on Superman's suit is actually a symbol in their language as hope. Maybe their symbols all represent something different in their spider clans, or Arachnia clans, if you will. So that's pretty cool. All right, that's pretty much our closer look at this guy and articulation. Now let's dive into some comparisons. And here we are to look at our 3 Aracnians. First of all, our new Eternia Masterverse Webstor, and then our Mythic Legion offering Aracnian there, as well as, yes, that's right, our classics Webstor, which definitely the front part of his chest armor is not as elaborate and as cool as, say, this one that is 3-dimensional and really cool as far as the design. But I will have to give the win to classics as far as just his bulk and his just solid feel, and the quality of his, you know, ball joints for those extended little tentacles or legs on the back is just superb. And then the backpack is definitely solid and well built with some really neat design work, and just fabulous, even with the little pull handle, which it does not work like the vintage one where you pull it and he climbs up it, but the gimmick doesn't work, but it's all present there, and the rope does go through, so you can, you know, still use it to hang him. I hang him everywhere on Snake Mountain and different places, but just making note of the fact that the backpack harness apparatus is so much greater quality and feel than the Masterverse, but the one that came with Masterverse is functional. This Webstor only gets 3 toes, whereas this one got 5 toes on his feet, and he's got a lot more elaborate shin guards on those boot style areas there, with almost a metallic silver with the purples, whereas this is just a matte purple boot looking foot and shin guards. Typical classics belt and loincloth, which this is not, you know, very different. In a lot of the Masterverse New Eternia stuff especially, we've gotten some different look there, but this is fairly, you know, in line with what we see with classics. And then he comes with his traditional orange little blaster type gun, and of course he still, you know, has his 2, 4, 6 eyes. That is, you know, one improvement here, or difference I should say, is this dude has his fangs. He doesn't really have an open mouth. His mouth is closed, but he's got the 6 eyes, whereas this one only has, it looks like 4 eyes, but he's got more of an open mouth with fangs. So I'm not sure why they went with the idea of taking away from his eyes. Looks like they would have kept the 6 eyes and added, you know, an extra set there with the translucent red eyes, which I really like there. So I mean, there they are together, looking really phenomenal with this webbing. Got that webbing at Dollar Tree or $1.25 store now. in the States, everything's gone up, inflation. But it used to be a Dollar Tree. Everything was $1. Now it's $1.25 and up. But I did get that around Halloween, and the spider and the little spiders, and this was a pack of webbing, and man, this stuff is light webbing too. So, you know, hopefully this October, if you want to pick up some of those to go along with your Webstor, they'll start putting that stuff out in September, and that's when this guy is supposed to officially release. I was able to get a hold of one for the purposes of reviewing. Certainly thankful for this Webstor. I think he's an excellent offering for the Masterverse line, and he is just looking really cool. So now let's do some more comparisons. And here's our Wave 1 Skeletor, Revelation Skeletor with a Hordak MX head sculpt on him. That battle axe is actually the one that came with Plundar, but looking cool with this Skeletor, along with Webstor, looking awesome. And there is the new Eternia Clawful, and he is thinking to himself, go ahead, Spider, make my day. I will claw you if you get any closer. He's meaning business. Let me tell you, he is not liking the spiders crawling everywhere. He's like, dude, Mr. Aracnia Webstor, get your friends and go somewhere. You understand me? I mean, I'm a crustacean and I'm not into the, Aracnia. And Webstor's like, ugh, do you have arachnophobia? And Clawful's like, no, I'm just ready to claw me a tarantula tonight. All right. So you see these guys. All right. Looks like Clawful got him a spider. That's a warning for you, dude, right? But here is our Masterverse new Eternia Webstor next to our new Eternia Faker, which I do have the actual Revelation Faker harness, orange harness on him to, give him that orange look. I like it better than the purple. And then, of course, Too Bad. That's right. Badra and Tubar. And there they are next to Webstor looking awesome. These guys are just excellent. Just rounding out this set perfectly and completely. I mean, just, makes our Snake Mountain just look better and better here. And we appreciate you joining us inside of Snake Mountain as we've been taking a look at Webstor. And he is so awesome looking, and we appreciate you coming and checking out Wave 10 with us. Come back for some more. Please like if you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you've not done so. And please come back and see us. Comment if you have something to share. And if you don't like spiders, sorry about this. We've just been enjoying Webstor. Ha ha! See you next time. Enjoy some photos in the photo gallery. Be blessed.